The mess hall of the Starhaven Research Colony was always alive at midday. Long tables filled the gleaming atrium, its transparent ceiling revealing the swirling cosmos beyond. Scientists, soldiers, and diplomats from half a dozen worlds shared meals here, the soft hum of conversation a steady background to the clatter of utensils and serving trays. But one table always stood out for its emptiness. That was where Kaelis sat. Her plate was simple: steamed grains, a slice of sent meat, and a glass of purified water. But she was alone as always, because of the mark on her neck, a faint silver swirl like a burned scar that betrayed her mixed heritage. Half Illyrian, half Veskari, two species who hated each other more than the vacuum outside. Full-blooded Illyrians whispered that she carried the taint of the Veskari, a warrior race known for their brutal conquests. Veskari soldiers scoffed that she was soft-blooded, like the Illyrians, with their obsession over art and beauty. So Kaelis sat alone every single day. But even loneliness wasn't enough for some. Not inside. Commander Soren barked one day, his voice cutting to the mess hall chatter. His bronze Illyrian armor gleamed, his posture perfect, like the entire galaxy bowed to him. Her kind eats outside. Kaelis froze mid-bite. Outside? The commander's lip curled. We have standards here. The air recyclers work hard enough without contamination. A ripple of laughter spread among his men. Kaelis' hand trembled around her fork. This wasn't new. There were always mutters, always insults, but never had they tried to push her out of the hall entirely. She began, voice tight. Outside. He pointed to the transparent doors leading to the cold observation deck beyond the mess hall. Unless you'd rather not eat at all. Her cheeks burned under dozens of staring eyes. Slowly, silently, she rose, carried her tray toward the doors. No one stopped her. Not the soldiers who smirked behind their cups. Not the scientists who kept their eyes on their datapads. Not the diplomats who pretended this wasn't happening. The door slid shut behind her, sealing her in the cold silence of the deck. Stars burned beyond the glass, beautiful and indifferent. Kaelis sat at the lone bench, appetite gone, hands numb around her tray. She told herself she didn't care, that she was used to it, that she wouldn't cry. But it still felt like the whole galaxy had decided she was less than human. The next day, it happened again. And the next. Every meal, she was told to eat outside. Every time, the laughter grew louder, bolder. Some soldiers even pressed their faces to the glass as she ate, grinning like children at a caged animal. And then, on the fourth day, the human showed up. His name was Ethan Cross, an engineer from Earth, dark-haired, sharp-eyed, with grease-stained sleeves and a habit of making half the colony's tech department curse his brilliance. He walked into the mess hall late, as usual, grabbing a tray piled with steaming noodles before scanning for a seat. That's when he saw Kaelis, outside, alone, had bowed against the cold. And he saw Commander Soren smirking at the sight. Problem with the air recyclers? Ethan asked casually, stepping up to Soren's table. Soren looked up, annoyed. No. Then why is she eating out there? Ethan nodded toward the observation deck. The commander's smile was slow, deliberate, because she doesn't belong here. The words were loud enough for everyone to hear. Conversations hushed. Ethan blinked. She's on the colony crew list, isn't she? Yes, Soren said, but she's a half-breed. A mistake. We keep the mess hall clean. Laughter rippled again. Soldiers leaned back, grinning, waiting to see what the human would do. Ethan stood there for a long moment, expression unreadable. Then he said, softly, right, got it. He turned away, walking toward the serving line again. The soldiers chuckled, thinking the matter dropped, until Ethan picked up another tray of food and walked straight toward the doors leading outside. Kaelis looked up when the doors slid open. Ethan stepped into the cold, holding his tray like this was the most normal thing in the world. What are you doing? She asked, startled. He sat down across from her. Eating lunch. Out here. Yeah. Heard this is a half-breed section, right? He grinned faintly. Figured I qualify. My great-grandma was Irish and married a guy from Texas. Caused a scandal back then. Kaelis blinked, unsure whether to laugh or cry. That's not the same thing. Close enough. He dug into his noodles like the freezing wind didn't bother him. Through the glass, Kaelis could see the soldiers staring, their laughter gone. The entire mess hall was watching now, whispers spreading like fire. Ethan didn't care. He just kept eating. And for the first time in days, Kaelis felt warmth creep back into her chest. The next day, Ethan did again. When Kaelis was forced outside, he followed, tray in hand, easy grin on his face. The day after that, 2 human technicians joined them. By the end of the week, a whole section of the observation deck was full of people eating together. Humans, a few quiet Illyrians, even a pair of Veskari soldiers who clearly didn't care about the commander's orders. It wasn't a protest, not officially. Nobody said a word to Soren or his men. They just chose to eat outside. But silence can be louder than any speech. Commander Soren finally snapped on the 10th day. He stormed onto the deck mid-meal, armored boots slamming against the floor. Enough of this. Ethan didn't look up from his noodles. Of what? This mockery. Soren's voice dripped venom. You think defying orders makes you a hero? You think this charity impresses anyone? Ethan finally set down his chopsticks. Charity? He glanced around at the dozen people eating in the cold. Looks more like lunch to me. You're undermining discipline. No, Ethan said softly. I'm undermining bigotry. Gasps rippled through the listeners. Soren's hand twitched near the hilt of the ceremonial blade. Careful human. Or what? Ethan rose slowly, eyes locked on Commander's. You'll throw us all outside? Might run out of people real quick. The soldiers behind Soren shifted uneasily. Some looked away, because everyone could see it now. The absurdity, the cruelty. A commander threatening violence over where someone ate lunch. News spread fast after that. The colony governor got involved. So did the Earth diplomats. The Veskari officers filed official complaints, furious that one of their own half-bloods had been humiliated under Illyrian authority. Under pressure, the council summoned Soren. The orders changed. No one was to be barred from the mess hall again. The next day, Kaelis walked through the mess hall doors with her tray and shaking hands. The stairs were still there, but different now. Curious, uneasy, she sat at a table near the center. Ethan dropped into the seat across from her, grinning as always. Told you the food's better in here. Her throat felt tight. Why did you do it? He shrugged. Because it was wrong. That simple. Yeah. He paused, then added softer. People only get away with cruelty when everyone else stays quiet. I'm not good at staying quiet. Kaelis looked at him for a long time. Then, slowly, she smiled. For the first time in years, the food didn't taste like ashes in her mouth. But not everyone was happy. Soren's loyalists muttered about outsider interference. Illyrian hardliners sent angry messages to the council. Some even threatened to resign commissions rather than share meals with tainted blood. It didn't matter, because once someone stands up, others follow. Within a month, half-blood cadets on Illyria itself were demanding equal treatment. Veskari diplomats cited the Starhaven incident in trade negotiations, shaming Illyrian officials on the galactic stage. And at the center of it all was one quiet, stubborn human who refused to let a girl eat alone. The last time Kaelis ate on the observation deck, it wasn't because she was forced to. It was because she wanted to. The stars burned beyond the glass, cold and beautiful, as she and Ethan shared steaming bowls of noodles in the quiet night. They still glare sometimes, she murmured. Let them, Ethan said. They can choke on it. She laughed softly, because sometimes a single act of defiance can shake an empire. And sometimes all it takes to change a world is sitting down beside someone when nobody else will.